And if you too are full of thanks, can I get a yeah? Time check, it is 26 minutes past the hour of 6. You're warmly welcome to yet another epic edition of your favorite morning show. This is 3 FM Sunrise on 3 FM 92.7. Today we're asking for plenty blessings. If you two want to tap into this blessing, can I get an I receive it? It's yours for the taking. Well, I hope you had a restful night's sleep. Sadly, I didn't. My lights went off. And one of my neighbors had a big party. It was non-stop jams. Good for them, but not so exciting for me. I could certainly do with a few more winks of sleep. But that said, we're ready, we're poised to serve it to you hot. Do be sure to engage us on the socials. We're very active, asking a series of questions as we get closer to December 7th, 2024. Yesterday, special voting took place in 14 out of these 16 regions, and we were crisscrossing the country, giving you updates. Today, we recap all of yesterday's happenings. For the most part, it sounds as though it was smooth sailing, but there were some instances that certainly need extra attention. Let's connect now with Felicity Appiah-Ampofo. She's the chief forecaster with the Ghana Met. She'll tell us what to expect by way of weather today. Felicity, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I am much better today than yesterday.
What does Mother Nature have in store for us today?
Yeah, thanks so much. Good morning, dear viewers and listeners. For today, the dryness will continue over most portions of the country. We expect temperatures around 36, 30 for the north, 34, 35 for the middle and part of the eastern strip. In terms of the state of the sea, we still expect to become any fishing activities there. Also, then if they want to do nighttime fishing, and this is to tomorrow, they have to watch out for misty and foggy conditions, so they need to take precautions. In a nutshell, we don't expect much in terms of rain, just dry and hazy. The air quality is something that we need to be mindful of around this time.
Felicity, you say the air quality? Yes,
please. Okay. The air quality. We are having the minute dust particles in suspension in the air, and as it sounds, dust particles is being lifted from the ground. So definitely pathogens or sickness or illness causing bacteria are likely to be in there. So this is the time that EPA needs to come on board and be telling us how sure are we the air that we are breathing. Is it okay? If it's not okay, we should have a way of protecting ourselves.
Certainly. So you would advise the nose mask and so on and so forth?
Yes, for now, nose mask will do, and then we'll limit our outdoor activities too.
Certainly, Felicity, thank you so much for your time this morning, and thank you for that update. Do have a wonderful Tuesday morning.
Thank you. Wishing you the same.
Fantastic. Again, Felicity Appiah-Ampofo, chief forecaster with the Ghana Met, with that weather update for all of us.
Not voted yet, and you are sharing food and we don't even know what is in the thing, and you are sharing it to the people who have not voted yet.
In response to the allegations, NPP's parliamentary candidate
3 FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
So I try as much as possible not to respond to all their propaganda and all that. I wasn't here. I don't know if you saw me here. I've been here since I came here before 6 a.m. And I left here a few minutes ago. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a wrap from the
3 FM 92.7
In the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency, as the special voting took place yesterday, you heard the voices of incumbent Lydia Hassan, aka Ma Lydia, facing off against John Dumelo, parliamentary candidate for the NDC. He says, well, I can do it better. I can do it too. He was referring to the alleged food sharing in the queue. I say alleged, but I did see some packages of food. I don't know what was inside, whether it was the usual combo. Usually you get jollof coleslaw with the chicken and something chilled, or alternatively rice, spaghetti, also with chicken or beef and salad.
I'm going to vote. They are hungry. The woman has given them food. They know. He say, yay.
In the democracies that we admire, do we see anybody say, and then I hear, Scott, thank you for wasting time on me? Like, come on, Ghanaians, fellow Ghanaians, let's talk honestly and seriously. This conflation of our culture is our culture. Somebody, let's stop that. Let's stop that. We are going to exercise our franchise. End of story. All of this, thank you for wasting time on me. Thank you for standing in the sun. You no need.
And when you characterize it like that, you have no moral authority to then turn around to try to question this leader that you would eventually have elected for not paying attention to you and to your needs. Because the person has already paid you. The person has already thanked you for voting for him or for her. So there are very interesting and funny ways in which we sell off our rights,
that's right,
our privileges for peanuts.
That's
right. And I think it's disrespectful. We disrespect ourselves, undermine ourselves when we do that. And we should begin to pay more attention to. So,
Sixtus, are you saying when politicians come close to us with these goodies, we should just, oh, I'm all right, thank you. I'm okay, I've eaten, I have food, it's okay, thank you.
You see, what I would like is what we saw in the NPP primaries across the country. There were instances we reported here, where those who were supposedly dishing out money in the hopes that the monies will sway the votes of the people lost. Okay. As we say, potol.
Right.
If we begin to do that in the national election, if they bring the money, Helen, if you give me money, I'll take it. I will take.
I mean, I want us to stop this thing
completely. But I'll vote against you.
I want us to stop this thing completely so that.
But we won't get there overnight.
It has become the norm. Say, oh, you know, as culturally the democracies that you admire. No, but Trump is not going to go and share burger in the queue. You get there, you vote, you go home. Let's stop this. It's so irritating to see. Thank you.
No, but it's not going to stop overnight. So it's a gradual process. And it has to start from somewhere.
So you say if people realize that this your rice and it has no effect, they'll just learn the lesson and stop doing it.
So and we can start with the primaries. The NDC opened up its primaries. I think they still have. It's not limited to a select few. So it's the delegate system.
Oh, right, yes.
So it's very difficult for you to say that I'm going to a particular constituency to see the delegate. Right. So I think that even at the primary level, we should increase the numbers and make it practically impossible for anyone to want to share money.
Okay, I understand what you mean.
We are opening up the selection of our flag bearer to all card-bearing members of the party. It is practically impossible for Baumia, for Kennedy Japan, for who are all those people who contested. It's practically impossible for any single one of them to go around, dish out monies in the hopes that dishing out would sway the votes of the people.
Some people would certainly try, but that would be quite an impossible task and a very expensive venture.
In any case, whoever wins the primaries is just a step away from winning the presidency.
That's right.
And you should be confident that the majority of your party people, those who hold membership to the party, those who can call themselves, members in good standing, members in good faith. These are the people who have endorsed this particular person, not a few greedy, self-seeking people who, in fact, hungry people who will go and collect 100 Ghana. Some of the stories, you hear them and you feel insulted on their behalf.
Or the amounts of monies that are collected.
The person comes, today the person is meeting the executives in this particular ward. The executives are 10 and they are the delegates. And so you give each of them 50 Ghana and 100 Ghana, even 200 Ghana. Then they are happy. They have. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Somebody's father, they'll come and give you 100 Ghana. You are smiling, you are happy, you are saying, yay. Oh.
These days, how far does that 100 Ghana stretch? And you see somebody with kids, 2, 3. I mean, that 100 Ghana, you can't, it can't go that far. What is that going to do for you the next day and the day after? I find it most unfortunate as well, Sixtus. But this money that I'm about to mention to you is no small money. Ghana receives $360 million US boost from IMF after the third review. This is captured on 3news.com. So do check out 3news.com, especially if you're keen on following the elections. We have all the latest on there. Yes.
We're still at the IMF.
We're still at the IMF.
Oh, okay.
And a friend of mine, a mutual on the socials, Alfred, he's a data scientist, data analyst, and he's been perusing the IMF documentation. And this is the third review. On our first review, he said he noted that the comments from the IMF was, oh, great. Then the second comment, good. Now our third comment after this tranche is that we're performing satisfactorily. So even as per our reviews, it's not looking like it's going according to plan as far as disbursement is concerned. But the assessment from the IMF, I think, is quite telling, and we shouldn't ignore that. It's something we can highlight in further detail. We're definitely a proud nation.
IMF, but we are still a proud nation.
You each owe just under 22,000 Ghana cedis. Sixtus, how much can you pay today? I want to help the government. I'm doing so. Yes, please.
Now, have I finished paying my own school fees?
On that note, we'll get into the newspaper reviews. I've got a number of papers in front of me, as does Six. We'll run through the headlines and get into the details. Oh, I know these guys. Drunkards Association. This is on the front page of the Anchor. They're ordering a closure of drinking spots on election day. I'm not sure if it's the same association we interviewed last election cycle. I don't know whether they only wait till election to also make their views heard. This one, something light for the morning. But on to more pressing issues. Special prosecutor goes after vote-buying politicians, and there's a presser that was released yesterday by the office of the special prosecutor. I think journalists are also being rounded up by the OSP in a bid to solicit some information from them. What did you see? What goodies? OSP, see me. I was also asking fellow reporters what they saw. I've also compiled my findings. I'll present them accordingly. Well, the special prosecutor is vowing to protect integrity of 2024 general election. Also, Baumia to establish pilgrimage authority for Christians and Muslims. And report soldiers found at polling station, armed forces urge public. And Sixtus, I am very excited about the trajectory of this conversation about army personnel, soldiers, soldier men, soldier women not being present at our polls. I think this is in the right direction. I'm seeing lots of comments and commentary about this. This story here says, report soldiers found at polling station.
They should stand by.
Yes.
They shouldn't be at the polling stations. I agree, but in some of the areas we should have armed. We have, is that the SWAT, the forms police? I mean, the police service has units that are up to the task. I really still do not support the idea of the military.
Yes, because we know the military's conditioning and also how they operate. They are there to neutralize. Do with that what you will.
So I think that the police is very capable. We see them on parade every Independence Day. They come and display and they wear those skeletons. Some of them are even in this hot sun. You see them on motorbikes on the streets. You know, so they
fully geared up.
You know, I asked one before whether he could breathe.
Yeah, what did he say?
He laughed. See, he's wearing the helmet with the cameras and the muffler, and you could barely see his skin. In fact, even the fingers were covered up.
Wow.
I mean, we need those ones at certain polling stations so that criminal elements, inspired by greedy politicians, will not take advantage of the absence of armed police at those polling stations to misbehave.
Absolutely.
But they shouldn't go there and go and be scaring people. So stand somewhere. You can go and be under some tree and be waiting. If they say, hey, you show up.
But until then, just be in the shadows for us.
Until then, be in the shadows for us. Let people feel that they are out there to exercise their franchise voluntarily and independently.
Absolutely. The New Republic newspaper has this as their tagline, revealing the blurred lines. Well, this is what the front page has to say. Saga of Emirates boss kidnap bombshell. Wow. Blurred lines.
This matter is still on.
Still very much on the radar, it would appear. I had forgotten about it, given everything else that's going on in our dear country. But it says here, the blurred lines of romance, love, and cyber. And there's some personalities here on the front page. If you want the scintillating saga revealed to you, pick up a copy of the New Republic. I don't know if they'll go into novel writing, because this has really captured the blurred lines of romance, love, and cyber.
Fine boys and fine gay.
Well, no military personnel to be stationed at polling station for 2024 election. After getting off the hook in cocaine. No. This headline is too juicy for me. Something to do with cocaine, a certain party, new bust. I don't know about all of this. Sixtus, what do you have for us?
Let me start with a business analyst shaping economic decisions. 50 Ghanaians contract HIV daily. We have looked at this headline before. And I have promised that we'll have a conversation on it post the elections. IMF board approves $360 million bailout package for Ghana, and that's in dollar denomination. Ghana's creditors to receive payments as ESLA PLC prepares buybacks. Speaker recalls Parliament to sit on December 16, and $360 million IMF cash to boost dollar supply and strengthen cedi. Are we saying that we'll go back to having one cedi, $1? One cedi, $1? Cedi na that's it for the business analyst paper. The Hawk newspaper says that battle in the stronghold, Baumia and Mahama lock horns in Ashanti. But the Ashanti story is very exciting. And as a journalist, I follow that story, and I feel like I want to be in the middle of it. You have both candidates rushing in and out, and we saw this only in 2016 when Baumia was deployed to match Mahama boot for boot.
Right.
Mahama would enter a constituency and Baumia is on his tail. Then when he steps out, Baumia steps in. And it was such an entanglement
right
at the time, 2016, and it did work for the NPP at the time, and it's the same thing we are seeing with the Ashanti region this time around.
Did you take note of that the crowd that greeted John Mahama?
Amazing.
But a lot of people say, oh, that's not anything to I saw comments say that's not anything to be so delighted about if you're an NDC sympathizer or member.
I think the NPP should be worried.
Really?
I think the NPP should be worried. Same way, if the NPP got such a crowd in the Volta region, the NDC should be worried. See, no matter how you look at it, and there were no camera tricks on this. As media people, you know how to shoot a crowd to make it appear as a crowd.
That's right.
You can shoot 100 people and they will look like they are 1,000 people. There are all sort of camera angles that you can use to paint certain pictures, but
it looked like from wherever you looked, the crowd was undeniable.
Were there.
Yes,
the numbers were there, and it is not something that Chairman Wontumi and his people should take lying down at all. So it's very understandable to me that Baumia would go immediately back to the Ashanti region after Mahama had left. They shouldn't sleep. If you are losing anywhere, not your stronghold.
Then Mahama to go after, they'll just go after each other until 7 December. As soon as you see your opponent has left, they need to go and say, remember what I told you? The next person will come. Remember what I told
Mahama
you?
was sleeping in Kumasi.
I'm telling you, sleep
on
there.
The 6th, and go and vote in Bole on the 7th and come back to Kumasi and say, people, I'm going to Accra. Oh, I'll see you.
I mean, in fact, Accra is about to get quite vibrant with the two parties on Thursday wrapping up their campaign. So we'll, of course, be keeping you abreast on what's going on there.
So the Hawk newspaper says, factual stories worth knowing, battlegrounds in the stronghold, Bawumia and Mahama lock horns in Ashanti, NDC, NPP to end campaigns with dwelling Accra rallies. Those are also some of the exciting ones. No soldiers at polling stages.
Shall we move on?
No, I haven't had cocoa. It's a matter. Lois, are you listening? The way I'm struggling. Lois, good morning. Not the small Lois. One mommy, not that Lois. I'm talking about somebody who has power.
No. I'm just looking at our resident biter warming up. As for the back room, I see Faustina has sunk her teeth into one juicy tea bread. You are not part of that. Yes.
I won't read the headlines again.
That's okay. We can go for a break.
I'm just struggling with headlines and they are sinking teeth into juicy.
Make haste. We'll park it here for the news review. We'll go for a few messages. When we come back, the People's Bites, aka